G'day boys and girls, it's out once again on my Yamaha XT660R 2011 with around about 32,000 odd Ks on the clock. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Bike came with lower gearing and speedo wasn't accurate, so the odometer isn't accurate, so yeah, it's probably a little bit under 30. Either way, bike's been around the bush, been around the block, by the looks of things anyway. Suspension is stock, exhaust is stock, and yeah, I'm loving it. It's good. I like the fact that the exhaust is stock and that it's quiet, because when I'm riding around these kind of Adelaide Hills back roads and little sneaky tracks like this, I don't want to be bringing attention to myself, so I like it nice and quiet. I just take it nice and slow through all this tight stuff, just balancing my way through, I'm not into trying to race around like an idiot, causing lots of noise. I mean, stock exhaust isn't that loud, but it will make noise if you gun it. But yeah, I like to just try and keep things on the down low, because you don't want to draw attention to yourself and end up getting these tracks, I don't know, bloody closed down or whatever because of a few idiots. So I don't like to bring hordes of riders through this kind of stuff. Hence why I like to do solo rides, and because I can explore stuff like this, do whatever I want, stop whenever I want. I'm just not really into the big group rides. There was one on today, but I opted not to do it because it's just, I don't know, just find it a bit kind of monotonous. You're just following everybody going around this trail that someone else has made up. I'd rather just go my own way kind of thing, so but yeah, coming through here, pretty tight, pretty tricky in spots, like this little tree root here right up against the fence line. Got the bash plate caught up on that, but did manage to get through. So we're sort of up around the Woodside area at the moment. Yeah, that was doable. Well, there you go. Bash plate actually came in handy up on that bloody log or tree root. So obviously the trick is to have momentum to get up and over that tree root, but try not to go into the fence or get your leg caught up on the tree itself. So just out around Monarto at the moment, skirting around the edge of the zoo. A bit of a sandy track, nothing too deep. I don't go for the real stupid deep stuff, where you've got to thrash the hell out of your bike to keep the speed and momentum up and all that sort of stuff. Also drains the hell out of you. Plus I'm on my own, I don't want to have to be picking the bike up on my own all the time if I keep dropping it in sand and shit like that. So a few emus there on the side. Hey emus! So now we're on this little bit of verge along the old Princes Highway, and before all you do-gooders, get on your high horse and say, oh, you shouldn't be riding on there, blah blah blah. I mean, where else am I going to ride? I mean, a rider with my skill set, I'm not going to go on, pay to play on some MX or enduro track, or join a club, and because it's sort of deal with motocross racing and hard enduro and that sort of stuff. So I'm just looking to try and slowly build up my skill set, just finding my own way, doing my own thing, and this is an awesome little spot for it. Every now and again you might see a sign, riding a motorcycle anywhere but the carriageway is prohibited and blah blah blah. It's like, fuck's sake man, seriously. And yeah, good fun on the X2 actually. It's more agile than the KLR. KLR was very top heavy. This is a lot more bottom heavy. The engine sits lower. This is a dry sump, so all the oil's in the frame. Bash plate's got about 3.5 kilos on it, so yeah, it's just nice and sort of weighted down towards the bottom. But out here in the open, mate, I do give it a little bit more. I'm not too afraid to, get a bit more speed up and make a bit more noise, because you're out in the middle of nowhere here pretty much. But obviously I'm still taking it easy, or taking care enough to make sure there's no one else coming the other way, any cyclists or walkers and that sort of stuff. As a mountain bike rider myself, I have ridden through here a couple of times, and you just need to be on the lookout. I mean, I can't see any reason why it shouldn't be a shared trail. as long as you're not coming out here being a total wanker and, you know, if you like coming across people and just speeding past, I think as long as you ride to the conditions, anywhere really, it's pretty safe. But yeah, I didn't see anybody else out on any of the trails that I rode today, apart from the gravel roads and the bitumen roads, obviously where there's traffic. So yeah, I mean this is safer than any of that in my opinion, because you're not having to share with other road users. Safer than gravel roads. You've got more grip out here. You know, your tyres dig into the dirt better. And yeah, I mean, check out these views, mate, bloody awesome. But this trail here, yeah, I wouldn't go all the way to the bottom of it, because yeah, it just seems like it goes down into a gully. It's not somewhere I wanted to go down with a big heavy bike and maybe not be able to turn around. So decided to turn around and head back. Would be nice though if there was more of this kind of stuff to be able to ride on. I mean, here in SA, we're very restrictive, what's the word, conservative, you know, as far as motorcycle riding goes. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I went to mountain bike riding, because you can just ride so many more places, you know. It's kind of anywhere there's a trail, pretty much you can go and ride it, whereas with the motorbike, you get sort of, you know, you get railroaded onto the gravel roads all the time. Mate, got a good thing on the bash plate on the rail line. I'm glad I got that on today. See, these are the things you've got to worry about along railway corridors. Yeah, the old rail spikes. I don't have a tube or a tyre repair kit or the tools to do that on my bike at present. So riding solo is a little bit riskier, hence why I won't sort of ride the rail corridors that much. Because yeah, I don't want to get one of those stuck in my tyre, and I've watched a few videos of dudes having to repair their tyres and tubes because of getting punctures, and it looks like they're riding in sand. So I mean, you know, what's going to give you a puncture in sand along a rail corridor? Well, I reckon it's a bloody rail spike. Anyway, just sort of up around the back of Macclesfield at the moment, coming down a fairly steep grassy fire track. Not going to divulge exactly what this track is, you guys will have to work it out yourselves, but there's a few gates involved. All of the gates were closed afterwards, but yeah, trying to park the bike on a bit of a slope is precarious. You've got to get the right angle for your side stand to keep the bike up and not go forward and stuff like that. Not so bad trying to roll back, obviously. I mean, you can put the bike in gear and put your stand out on a downward slope, but or on an upward slope if you're travelling upwards. On a downward slope it's a little trickier. But yeah, lots of dry grass and stuff around, and people might say, oh, you shouldn't go riding around dry grass, but hey, bike that I'm riding, it's got a stock exhaust system on it. I'm not revving the guts out of it. It's not super hot. I'm not, you know, I'm not pulling bits of grass out of my bloody exhaust pipes and bash plate and stuff like that. It's literally, it's bloody safe as houses, mate. No safer than using a bloody combine harvester or, you know, any other farm machinery on a bloody on a dry day. It's not even a hot day. But yeah, someone made a comment Facebook saying, oh, what about fire bands? Oh, haven't you got fire bands? I'm like, what's that got to do with it, mate? Anyway, just about to find my last little fire track before the end of the video. Obviously I did a fair bit of blacktop and gravel roads in between, but yeah, I'll cut all that sort of stuff out because this is the only stuff that I'm really interested in seeing. So this track here, this one was yeah, very overgrown as far as grass, and you know, it's quite rutted in spots, lots of tree litter, little twigs and stuff like that. What I don't have at the moment is a chain guard or rear sprocket guard on my bike, so if it did get a stick in between the chain and the rear sprocket, yeah, my chain could come off. So I should look into putting one of those on if I'm going to be doing, you know, more of this kind of stuff, especially if you go blasting through it. Once again though, as I keep on harping on about, stealth mode is what I'm all about. you know, the whole thing that he gets bandied around, you know, the macho thing, oh, you're not pushing hard enough, mate, if you're not coming off your bike and all this sort of stuff. It's like, I don't believe in any of that bullshit, mate, to be honest. You know, as far as I can see it, mate, a good day is when your bike stays upright, you don't get hurt, your bike doesn't get broken. But if you're falling off all the time, maybe you just shouldn't be riding, you know, maybe you should try tennis or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, catch you next time.